Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 5 and now we'll be presenting to you the cinema booking ticket system by using shortest remaining time SRT. Introduction. In the modern era, our life have never been easier since the Fourth Industrial Revolution, which seek to automate mundane and tedious work previously done by workers. This automation relies heavily on the OS to work. There are a few fundamental concepts in this OS that allow it to be time efficient and justify the work to be automated. One of those is process scheduling. In process scheduling, it schedules and manages which processes are to be conducted by the system. They are conducted through different type of scheduling policies such as SJF, FIFO, and multi-level feedback queue. All in all, this advancement in technology has allowed us to be relaxed rather than to do that type of work. Problem statement. The traditional way of booking ticket through the counter will cause several problems. The first one is it causes customer time waste and having them waiting too long because they need to be physically present at the counter ticket. The second one is it causes inefficiency for the customer who has done the payment but did not get the ticket. And the last one is the ticket service will be slow because the system need to operate heavy work at the counter.
Hi, my name is Muhammad FAIZ bin FAKHRURRAZI. So let's moving on to the next part. The next part is for objective. So the objective for using SRTF or short remaining time first for online booking. The first one is to reduce waiting time for customer. Next, to improve efficiency for the customer who has done the payment to get the priority. And the last one is to book a ticket will be convenient. And for target user, for the improvement of efficiency and convenience will be the customers who would like to buy ticket online and to make sure that they buy it fast. So next we have the coding. In this project we will use code. The reason for this is that it will be easy to explain the concept of the shortest remaining time first or SRTF and can give a detailed and understandable way for the presentation. The source code can also give an output which can be proven of the application of SRTF. So let's move on to the coding part. So this is the coding part. This is just some of the screenshots of the code which is applied from the Java language. So in this case we have cinema location, which shows the available cinema location, and we have location display over here. Next we have the choice of the place, which we can see from the previous. We have here in Selangor, available cinema in Selangor. And next we have available cinema in Perak, and also we have available in Johor, cinema in Johor. So here we have the method show. We have class show time to show the available movie, and then we have class tarikh, which shows the date for the movie, which in this case we have a lot of date over here. And also we have the menu section to show parts what the user need to log in, to sign up or to log out. Also we have set location. It's a process to set the movie ticket that the user choose. And also we have here the interface. So as you can see, this is the menu section over here. And then the available cinema currently now, we have AHMAD over here, which Jurassic World, and here we have the available cinema location, which I have mentioned before in Selangor, Perak, or Johor. This is just some parts of the screenshots in the code. And this one, the last one, which is to set the location. As you can see, the user just need to choose the location and the date, and also the show time. So yeah, that is all for code part. Thank you. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I will explain to you about the scenario 1, which is customer A. There will be 3 scenarios, which it will involve 3 customers, which is customer A, B, and C. Firstly, the first customer, namely customer A, decides to watch a movie to spend his night. He set out to the cinema nearest to him, but about a 10-minute drive. He walked into the cinema and started to queue for his turn. After an agonizingly long wait, he ended up at the front of the counter. He stared at the LED board displaying the vast array of movies on display for tonight. He found movie ads which he decided to be worth his buck. He immediately booked a ticket for the movie at Cinema Y and at the time Z. After confirming his booking, he has to make a payment. He stalled on the payment for quite a long period of time as he tried to find his credit card to finalize the purchase. We stop first at the scenario 1 and we proceed to the scenario 2. Okay, for scenario 2, which is customer B, has gotten the day off for tomorrow. She decided that she will pamper herself for tonight by chilling at the movie. She had heard her friend raving about the newly released movie W. She decided that she would like to jump into the bandwagon to see what the hype is all about. She used her phone and logs into her account on the Cinemas app. She immediately searched for movie W and proceeded to book it at time Z. After confirming the ticket detail, she is redirected to the payment page. She chose to do online banking to avoid interest fee on her credit card. However, she forgot her online banking credential. Her mind went blank for a sudden. It was if nothing was on her mind. She slowly started to panic and her mind goes into overdrive to record that piece of vital information. She had become agitated and restless. The longer she stalled, the greater the stress exerted on her brain was. She was basically a volcano waiting to explode its lava. She was on the verge of tears. Her whole plan for tonight came down crumbling like the Soviet Union in 1991. So we stop first and then we proceed to scenario 3. Then scenario 3, the last customer She want to watch the movie tonight, but he still did not buy the ticket, as he is more comfortable to buy the ticket manually through counter. But as he on the way to the cinema, there are heavy traffic and he mostly likely will be late to buy the ticket if he buy it through counter, and the ticket will be sold out. So he take to buy the ticket through online cinema website. When he opened the cinema website, he quickly buy the ticket to the movie he want to watch and quickly make the payment and choose the seat for the movie randomly, as he did not want the ticket to sold out. Sorry. As he quickly choose the movie and did not care where the seat he want to sit, he will have the shortest burst time to settle the payment of the ticket. So that the end of scenario 3. We go back to scenario 2. Luckily for her, after swallowing a pill of Prozac, she calmed down and started to think straight. That when the light came in and she started to remember her credential. She plugged in her credential and complete her parts of the transaction. The algorithm will now schedule to process her transaction. After customer C transaction, she has to be demoted to a lower priority. After customer C receives his ticket, customer B transaction is finally processed and she received his ticket. Okay, that's the second people that get the ticket. And lastly, for the customer A, he finally find his credit card and input the required detail. The algorithm will now schedule to process his transaction after customer B and C transaction, as he has been demoted to the lowest priority after customer B and C received their ticket. Customer A transaction is finally processed and he received his ticket. So that's all for scenario. So that's all. I think we can go back to proceed to the next group.
And now we will talk about the results and discuss about it. Okay, so we have tabulated our results, and as we can see that customer A has a burst time of 7 and arrival time of 0.0 because it's the initial. And then we have customer B which has the burst time of 5 and arrival time of 1.0. And then we have customer C which has a burst time of 3 and arrival time of 2.0. This will be important when we try to make this bar right over here. So we can see that the process starts with customer A, where it starts at the initial time 0 and then it bursts until 1. And then we can see T1 equals to 1.0 is the arrival time for customer B's process. So we will proceed with customer B. And then at 2.0, it is the arrival time for customer C. So enter customer C. Right now, because the highest priority is at customer C, we will have to factor in customer C's burst time first. So from 2 to 5, it will be for customer C. And then after customer C, we will have to look at the priority order, which is at customer B. Customer B has a burst time of 5. However, between 1 and 2, customer B already had 1. So we will have to finish another 4, which is from 5 to 9. And after we have completed customer B, we will move on to customer A for the remaining 6. So from 9 to 15, it will be for customer A. After customer A, the process is completed. So if we try to interpret it into the scenarios given above, there are 3 customers who would like to book and pay for the movie tickets. Customer A had entered the cinema and booked a ticket first, but when it comes to payment, he delays it for some time. As a result, the amount of time for him to complete his cinema ticket payment takes the longest. In the table, the burst time for customer A is the highest, which is 7. As for customer B, she is slightly the same as customer A, where she delays her payment, but her delay is lesser than him. She manages to pay the ticket before customer A. She has a lower burst time than customer A, which is 5. However, it is still bigger than customer C's burst time. And lastly, customer C is the last customer who comes in but manages to book and pay up for the ticket the first. So the amount of time taken for customer C is the least. So the burst time for C is 3, which is the shortest. Hence, customer C's transaction will be processed first. After that, customer B's transaction will be processed, and lastly, it will be for customer A. So this is snippets from our coding. As you can see, there are options where the cinemas are located, and then the location of the cinemas, and then we have the seat, the dates and the time of the movie. And then this is our interface. This is how the system looks like. And that's all from me. I will pass it back to my teammate Amirul.
Okay, for the future work, we hope that in future there will be more real-world application that applies the concept of short remaining time. Although there could be many systems that use this concept nowadays, a future of lots SRT application could help people to learn more about this concept as well as others parts such as first come first serve, short job first, and round robin. Maybe in the future there could be a new concept created from SRT as a base. It could be great for future application as they could help future generation. And for the conclusion, the SRT is an effective strategy for improving efficiency and save time of institution, industry, and people, and increase the throughput of serving people. The process will be fast, so a lot more productivity can be made, and the context switching is done more time, so the service can be made equally to all jobs. Nevertheless, there are some disadvantages of SRTF, which is the more context switching means it will consume time and add up processing time for the system to differentiate each process. But it is still beneficial to use the SRTF because the shortest remaining time to completion is selected first to execute. That's all from me.